Hello, and welcome to today's daily news report where I cover all the biggest stories affecting your life and money. You watch this channel each day because I keep you in the loop on what's really going on in Washington, D.C. with President Biden and the U.S. economy. New details have surfaced about President Biden sending our emergency oil reserves to China. The Washington Free Beacon reported that nearly 1 million barrels of oil were sent to a Chinese company called Unipec. The company is entirely owned by the government of China and used to go by the name of Sinopec. Back in 2015, the president's son, Hunter Biden, his private equity firm invested in Sinopec Marketing. While it is unclear if Biden still has family ties to the company, this move is still contrary to Biden's previous statement where he said he would use this oil and it would be released from the reserves in order to help American citizens. It's now going to China, to India, and to other parts of Europe. The world is in shock today after the former Prime Minister of Japan was assassinated. Former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was campaigning when he was shot by a homemade gun. Following his death, President Biden and former Presidents Obama and Trump all paid their respect online. Obama stated, "I will always remember the work we did to strengthen our alliance, the moving experience of traveling to Hiroshima and Pearl Harbor together, and the grace he and his wife Aki showed me and Michelle." Up to his death, Abe advocated for protecting Taiwan from China, which caused him to make many enemies. It is unclear if this was a politically motivated assassination or if it was just a frustrated citizen of Japan. More details will be coming out as they learn more. President Biden today has signed a new executive order to expand access to abortion and abortion medications. The executive order includes protecting access to abortion medication, expanding access to contraceptives, and keeping reproductive health issues private. Biden has made it clear that he lacks the authority to overturn the Supreme Court, but it is unclear if his party will be happy with anything less than overturning the decision to overturn Roe versus Wade. I'm also reading that many Republican lawmakers are now saying once they take back Congress in November, they plan to create a new abortion law where women under certain circumstances could have access to abortion up to as many as 15 to 20 weeks. By certain women under certain circumstances, my guess is they're talking about something that threatens the life of a mother, rape, incest, ectopic pregnancy, things like that. President Biden, however, called on women to vote Democrats back into power so that they and they alone can save Roe v. Wade and codify abortion rights. Biden predicted it will be women wanting abortions that will save the country, and it will be them showing up to vote that will keep Democrats in power. A new report shows credit card spending might be the reason we are heading for recession, but not for the reasons you would guess. Many families have maxed out their credit card limits in hopes of getting a better paying job or in an attempt to simply survive the increasing prices due to this high inflation we're all living through. 70% of the United States GDP comes from people like you and me consuming and spending money regularly. But with people now wanting to pay off credit card debt because the stock market looks like it could continue to lose money, they're saying, wait a minute, we want to pay down these debts. At the same time, we no longer want to max these credit cards out. And so it's kind of a shift in the way that people are applying the money they have access to. And for those that don't have money, they're just simply, they don't have any more credit limit to max out. So this leads to a slowdown and a negative GDP for 2 consecutive quarters, which means we are officially in a recession. For those with money, I think this is really smart on your part. If the stock market doesn't look like it's going to return any kind of safe, consistent return, then Getting rid of a 25% credit card balance is brilliant, right? And then when the stock market starts to go back up, you'll be out of debt, you'll actually have more monthly cash flow, and you'll have more to invest. So it's always wise to hold your good debts and pay them off over time. And it's equally as wise to pay off your bad debt just as fast as you are able to. Former President Donald Trump and the IRS may have been in bed together, according to new reports. Former FBI Director James Comey and former Deputy Director Andrew McCabe were both audited randomly by the IRS after being fired by former President Donald Trump. However, they are now saying the odds of being randomly audited are 1 in 30,000 chance, which is leading the media to say, did President Trump order the audit of these two former heads of the FBI? This is a fresh story. I'll keep you updated as more information comes out. California Governor Gavin Newsom's ads attacking Florida Governor Ron DeSantis have been positively received by many Democrat leaders that are looking for somebody more aggressive than Joe Biden. Democrat strategist Chris Lehane stated, obviously, he's a really smart guy. It's not lost on him that people on the Democrat side are looking for leaders, and it's something Democrats will take note of. As I mentioned yesterday, I believe this is Gavin Newsom's way of telling Joe Biden, I'm coming for your job. Congress has been quietly working to breathe new life into President Biden's $2 trillion Build Back Better bill. Last night, Senator Joe Manchin agreed to starting talks again, but said he wanted items paid for and he wanted to see Medicare made solvent so that benefits for those programs, those receiving benefits from that program, don't have to worry about losing their benefits down the road. Joe Manchin also said he plans to lay out a plan that would help the United States reduce the $30.5 trillion of national debt. He says this plan cannot move forward unless no new debt is added and we figure out how to pay for everything that Democrats are wanting. So the Build Back Better bill might be back on the table. However, many Americans no longer want the Build Back Better bill to pass because they saw what spending $3 trillion did to the U.S. inflation crisis, and many worry that if you pass another $2 trillion right before the election, it would be like throwing gasoline on an already raging fire. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the Democrats should just let the Build Back Better bill die? Or is there value in resurrecting it? Or are there parts of it that should become standalone bills? That's kind of where I'm leaning, is there are definitely things that still need to be corrected and there's help that still needs to be had. But I don't know that everything totaling $2 trillion needs to happen. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. I enjoy reading them. Senators Sanders and Warren have been quiet about their idea for increasing Social Security benefits by $200 a month or $2,400 for the year. They said that they plan to aggressively push forward legislation to increase Social Security taxes on higher income workers, and now they've been silent for exactly 2 weeks. No new information about that. I saw many of you were asking in the comments section, so I've done my research and wanted to get back to you about that. So I don't know that it's dead or off the table, but they're certainly not talking about it in the media, and wanted to let you know that. Twitter stock saw a sharp drop as rumors Elon Musk won't be buying Twitter are starting to leak out. Twitter announced this week that they are blocking 1 million fake accounts a day. This has led Musk to conclude Twitter has no control over their own platform and no clue as to how many of their users are real human beings. The entire Twitter buyout could implode, which would make the Twitter stock drop like a rock. However, if Musk doesn't buy, my guess is a new buyer will swoop in very quickly and offer to buy Twitter, but at a heavily discounted rate. Now, this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come on and share more with you. Don't forget about the giveaway that Casey and I are doing. We're giving away $6,000 to people in our YouTube community, thanks to generous video sponsors. And I'll tell you more about those sponsors later in the month. Great groups that are going to save you money, introduce you to things that will protect you. So some really great sponsors, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of those and the ability to help out people here in our YouTube community. I'll make sure to leave a link for that below. Now, before you go, I just want to remind you that you are amazing. I really, really believe that, and I appreciate you being in my community, and I will see you on the next video.